గాజాలో జరుగుతున్న సంఘటనలపై ఇజ్రాయెల్ స్పోక్స్ పర్సన్ నీర్ ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్ గా TV9 USA తో మాట్లాడారు. ఆ చిట్ చాట్ ఇప్పుడు చూద్దాం.
We now have with us Nir, spokesperson of Israeli Embassy in India. సో ప్రస్తుతం ఇజ్రాయెల్ పాలస్తీనా మధ్య యుద్ధ వాతావరణం, అమల్లో ఉన్న సీజ్ ఫైర్, అలాగే హమాస్ చేస్తున్న దాడులు. హమాస్ ప్రస్తుతం సైలెంట్గా కనిపిస్తోంది, కానీ ఎలాంటి స్ట్రాటజీతో ముందుకు వెళుతుంది. ఆన్ ది అదర్ హ్యాండ్ ఇజ్రాయలీ ఎలక్షన్స్ కూడా త్వరలోనే రాబోతూ ఉన్నాయి. భారత్కి ఇజ్రాయెల్కి మధ్య ఉన్న సత్సంబంధాలు, వీటన్నిటిపై కూడా ఆయన మనతో మాట్లాడతారు. సో హాయ్ గాయ్, హౌ ఆర్ యూ?
Hi, good. Thank you for having me.
What's the current scenario? What is happening back home? What's the situation between Israel and Palestine right now?
Right now, we're having the plan that was agreed upon, right? So we have finished the first phase. All of the hostages have returned back to Israel, and we want to begin the second phase. Second phase means that Hamas is relieving of its ammunition, relieving of its arms, and we're wanting to take it to the next step where there's not going to be Hamas in power of the Gaza Strip.
If phase 2 of ceasefire is symbolic, how is that actually a step towards peace?
No, who says this is symbolic? When we agreed to the ceasefire, when Hamas agreed to the ceasefire, we intended it to be a ceasefire. If there is ceasefire's breaches, then we need to fix them. For example, over the last week, we saw a ceasefire breach where Hamas operatives, Hamas terrorists were crossing the area that we agreed upon that they should not cross. If they are breaching it, we need to fix that. So we are intending of the ceasefire to be complete and done with, but if there's breaches, we will take care of them.
So you say hundreds of Palestinians being killed after the ceasefire actually came into force. What's the reason behind that?
Okay, so when you say Palestinians, who do you mean? Because Palestinians, that's what we're seeing on the reports. Hundreds of Palestinians killed, but who are these Palestinians? We're talking about terrorists. When terrorists who happen to be Palestinians, if they wear a press vest, but they're terrorists, we're going to be targeting them. If they're crossing the ceasefire line, we're going to be targeting them. Just because they're Palestinians doesn't exude them from being targets if they are part of Hamas, if they're planting bombs in areas where Israel has a jurisdiction to. So yes, there are people that have been killed, but the people that have been targeted in order to be eliminated are those who are participating in terror, who are trying...
All of them are terrorists?
I don't know to give you
because your government has destroyed over 2,500 structures in Gaza, claiming all of them to be military sites, right? Isn't it true that there are also civilian houses in all those structures? Then can you give us the right breakdown?
Okay, so the thing is, and this is facts, and you can check me on this, when the IDF came into the Gaza Strip, we found that literally every second house was booby-trapped. These are civilian homes. So we found in kindergartens, in houses, that there were tunnels of Hamas, that they were booby-trapped with bombs. So yes, we targeted these buildings because these buildings had to be demolished because civilians might have been living there, but also they were booby-trapped, they were full of bombs, and we needed to eliminate that threat.
Okay, on the other hand, what does Israel expect to happen in 2026 with respect to Iran? Is it negotiation or war?
Look, we don't want to destabilize the region. We don't want that to reach a situation where we're forced to initiate anything, but we are ready should anything happen. We don't want to initiate a war. We hope that things can be resolved in other ways, but we are ready in case it's not resolved diplomatically.
Netanyahu asked Trump to delay potential strikes on Iran because he wanted to buy some time to prepare for retaliation. Isn't that true? What does this indicate?
Look, I saw that report. I don't know if it's 100% true. There are things that are said outside and there are things that are said between closed doors.
What does your official sources say? What's the actual report?
That we are ready. That we are ready, that we don't need more time.
You don't need more time?
No.
Okay, so you're ready for war?
We are ready in case a war is initiated upon us. We would be ready.
And
we do not want to
initiate.
We do not want to initiate.
in case a war is initiated upon you from Iran's end? Iran looks quite equipped with all the latest ballistic missiles and all. How prepared is Israel?
Israel, from what I'm told, is very ready. We don't want anything to initiate. We don't want to go, if you recall back the 12-day war half a year ago, it wasn't pleasant for other side. I think today we're much more prepared than we were back then.
But we hear news that your military leaders have said that Israel may be less equipped if it comes to that situation.
Really? I did not hear. I watch the news, the Israeli news every night. I get my information from our defense attaché in the embassy. I did not hear that information.
So use it or lose it.
We don't want to lose it. We don't want to be forced into a situation that we don't want to be in. But shall that situation occur, then we're ready.
Iran is already facing a huge amount of internal protests and instability. So why do you want to talk about war in such a scenario? Instead, you can actually let that pressure weaken the nation.
I personally don't want to pressure any country to do anything. But I think that if we're looking at the Iranian regime, they have been oppressing their own people for decades, and those people cry for a change. We would like to see the Iranian people getting the change that they want, but we're not going to push in any direction. It's not our place to change other countries' politics.
Netanyahu previously said no ceasefire would progress until every hostage is returned. Mm-hmm. Right? So what do you say? Has Israel moved the goalposts? Has the hostage issue always been secondary to territorial control to you?
But all the hostages have been returned, right? So the last hostage did come back, I think, a week or a week and a half ago. So now we're ready for the second phase. So we can continue to demilitarizing the Gaza Strip.
What do you have to say about Israel blocking emergency supplies to Gaza?
Okay, I would say that this is utter nonsense. No country in history has been giving aid to the body that they're fighting against. Israel is the only country that has been giving a crazy amount of humanitarian aid into Gaza. I just want to remind you that Gaza has another border, not with Israel, with another country. That country is not providing humanitarian aid. And I will say that Israel is providing thousands upon thousands of trucks every month into the Gaza Strip and is providing humanitarian aid. There is no shortage of food.
So you say thousands and thousands of trucks are being sent every month.
Yeah.
But the UN report says only 906 aid trucks have reached Gaza in months, which is the lowest delivery rate since the conflict has begun.
That is not true. The UN is counting only the trucks that are in the UN jurisdiction. But there's other trucks that are coming that they don't count. Listen, right now the amount of calories that are coming daily into the Gaza Strip is about 3,500 calories per person per day. That would make the entire population fat if they would consume all the calories that we're bringing into Gaza every day. The question should be, where is that humanitarian aid? If all that humanitarian aid is going into Gaza, and we have proof that it's going into Gaza, why aren't people getting it? And that question goes to Hamas, because Hamas is looting those trucks, because it's taking it to itself, because it's selling it back to the population at exuberant prices and making them pay 10 times the amount for sugar, for milk in order to survive. That's where the food is. And it should go to the people when we're giving it into the Gaza Strip for free.
Hezbollah and the Houthis appear much quieter than before. Also, Iran looks more isolated. In such a scenario, why do you actually want to risk a direct strike on Iran, which would actually reignite proxy wars?
As I said again, we don't want to initiate, we don't want to cause instability to our region. We are ready should that happen, but
Has that been communicated properly to the other nation? That you are not looking forward for a war?
Things have been communicated directly with the Americans, our biggest ally, and we're not looking forward to causing any other destabilization in the area.
Okay, what do you anticipate to happen in the near future?
Okay, it's Hard to say. From what I'm understanding, there's direct talks between the Americans and the Iranians. Should they reach a diplomatic solution, maybe that will continue forward. Should they not, maybe things that we saw in the recent past will happen again. It really depends to the outcome of these talks.
How do you think the latest developments are going to affect the elections coming in this year?
The Israeli elections,
Yes. Do you think
again,
Netanyahu is actually going to be affected directly or indirectly?
I think the entire map of the people running for office is going to be affected. We're looking at what have happened in the last 2 years, and people from both sides of the spectrum are looking for answers. I think it will come down to the objectives, to what will happen towards the elections themselves, what things will be accomplished and achieved, and that will make the entire election be in that light. So should it be a positive outcome, then the election will have a positive view, and vice versa.
How are you going to work out, like how are you going to convince the people that Netanyahu is doing all this not for his political survival, but for security?
Okay, so luckily I don't need to convince anybody. The people that need to convince are the people that are being elected. Netanyahu's campaign, I assume, will showcase the positive things that he was able to do over the last decade, and his opponents will show the negative things, or they will show their positive attributes that could bring a change. At the end of the day, we're a democratic country. We elect our people the way that you do also in India. You vote for them, right? So I don't have to convince the people who are elected. They will need to convince in the democratic way. The people in Israel will need to choose who is convincing them.
Okay, coming to Israeli and Indian relations. How do you see the future of this relation?
I think if we look at the recent past, we've had a great relationship, and the relationship keeps booming and getting to new heights. So I'm very pleased. I hope that our audience are also pleased with the way that we continue to soar. I know that right now in this region, in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, we have right now 2 centers of excellence, 1 in each, and we're opening 2 more centers of excellence in each, meaning that in Andhra Pradesh, another center of excellence will open by the end of 2026, and in Telangana by 2027. Each center of excellence brings the Israeli technology of agriculture to the people here, to the people who work in the field, the agriculture excellence, the water systems, the great Israeli seeds that produce a better yield, and in the long run, we're seeing a great improvement for the people who work in the fields, for the farmers, and producing better yield and producing better crops, and reaching to a great food security for this nation.
So a lot of focus on the agricultural side.
Yeah.
What about the other areas?
So in terms of the work that we're doing in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, we're talking specifically in centers of excellence. Yes, there have been talks and have been requests for collaboration between Israel and Telangana and Andhra Pradesh and India in terms of AI and quantum and so forth. It's still under discussions. I don't want to jump the gun and promise anything that is not signed yet, but yes, we have things to look forward to in that realm as well.
So Guy, anything else that you would like to add in this context?
I've been living in India for 2.5 years. I loved it so far. The people, the food, the sights. I'm very happy to be stationed here in India.
What's your favorite food?
Okay, I think either jalebi or kaju katli. No, kaju katli. I love kaju katli. For sure. Also golgappa or pani puri, however you call it.
Wow.
Momo, which I know momo is not traditionally
Indian,
Indian,
yeah.
but
It's
there's
not Indian, not just traditions.
no.
of Indian.
But in Delhi, you get a lot of different kind of momo, so I'm also loving it.
It's good talking to you, Gainer. Let's see what's going to happen. What the future has in store.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.